Hold on, I got my hat, yo. Check out my hat. It doesn't work with the headphones.
Advantage Moe.
Let's. Happy New Year! Hey, oh, 2018, goodbye.
It was good.
Happy New Year, guys. It's Christmas Eve.
It's New Year's Eve. He's been drinking.
Damn it. Wait, we record these live, right?
Dios mío, he ruined it all.
It's actually July 9th.
That is some good bubbly.
It's almost like apple juice.
Almost messed me all up in the head. Like, that's what? Oh, what? I thought my MS got really bad.
Yeah.
Anyway. Happy New Year, guys.
Sorry,
Happy New Year's Eve.
I totally fell asleep right there. Did you see that? I was like...
He's having sandwiches.
I did like a Forrest Gump moment. Anyway, it's excited to be here. I'm going to take this hat off.
Why don't you take that hat off?
The headphones don't work. Man, my head. Look at my head. It's such an egghead.
It's a beautiful head.
Look at that. It's like perfectly eggish.
Yours
Yours is more basketball-y, though.
Yeah, mine is big and round. I'm the Charlie Brown of Puerto Ricans.
Anyway, how are you, bud?
Hey, I'm doing fine.
Man.
Pound a kid. I'm ready for the tomorrow.
Yeah.
For the new year to come in and just start everything fresh.
New Year's always great because you can kind of like revamp and rethink about, what you want to do. A lot of people start these like...
Don't do those.
Don't do those.
I
The
don't do
365. What are your thoughts on those?
No, I've tried those before. I did the weekly 52.
52.
And it went well for a long time, and then you know what? You just lose momentum. People get busy, and people forget about it. People don't care. But
I mean, some people need that. So if it works for you, I wouldn't do the 365 one. That's just ridiculous because
at
I've
that point,
seen
you're
those.
making up crap.
I know. You're like, here's a book. I'm going to take a picture of
This
it.
is my toilet. It's white. Most
It's
of the time.
art, black and white.
Good. It's gracious.
So I would say stay away from that. If you really want to motivate, instead of the 365, like forcing yourself to take, photographs each time, is just go out. Like just go out and shoot. Make a point of it, and maybe put it in the calendar. But you don't have to go out.
What also works better than a 52, 26, a whatever weekly, bi-weekly, monthly plan is, hey, in 2019, I want to shoot these things. And then as you get to them throughout the course of the year, cross them off.
That's good.
And if you don't get to them, guess what? There's 2020.
Yeah.
Photography should never be forced. It should be something that you guys are
That's
doing
a good point.
with what you want to do it and because of the love of it. Because once you start forcing photography, it's no longer fun.
Yeah, I was going to say that that's a great point because photography became a drag for me once I started. I shouldn't say that. Photography for fun became a drag for me once it was work.
Right.
Because picking up a camera after working all week with it, I didn't want to go out on the weekend and shoot leaves. It just didn't have the same thing. Where before a leaf was magical.
Look, it's red. It's flowing. Look at the veins on that one.
The light.
But yeah, that's why I didn't want. That's why I did not want to become a chef. I love to cook.
You're a great cook.
But what happens if you're being paid to do it 12 hours a day, 5 days a week,
oh my gosh,
7 days a week?
You just reminded me of a great line in Friends. So it was the first season of Friends where, how do I put this? Rachel was dating a gynecologist.
Oh my.
And he said the same thing. He's like, well, what do you do? And she says, I serve coffee at the coffee house. He's like, well, if you stared and looked at coffee all day and all you did was look at coffee all day, would you want to come home and have a cup of coffee? So you could see where the relationship was. Yes.
Goodbye, Rachel.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a funny line.
It's an awesome line.
But I still love, that's what not to bring up the Fuji X-T20.
Ching!
That's what it brought to me. It brought the love back of when we go out and shoot, it's great to have a little camera and just shoot for me and not have all this gear. It becomes more about, I just love shooting JPEG now. You go backwards. You go into this huge gear and you want to process everything.
Yes. I'm glad you said that out loud. Yeah. I was ashamed that I've been shooting everything JPEG on my 6300, my A6300.
No. Oh, yeah.
Not the 65, not the 63, whatever Omar was calling it.
I was forgetting the A.
Yeah, so... Because it's all ass on Sony, right?
Oh, dude.
That's what he says. But anyway, exactly. I was so ashamed of myself that I didn't. It has full RAW capabilities on it, but I'm like, no.
How are you gonna process RAWs?
You know what? I'm actually using color profiles too, where I never used before. Like, let the camera make it black and white. Give me its sepia.
Yeah, and you know what?
Sepia.
Yeah, sepia. You're really using sepia, man?
No,
Oh my God.
I just wanted to say
show
the word.
over. Oh,
I
okay.
just want to say the word sepia. Sapio.
It really, that shooting JPEG and not worrying about processing really brought the joy back. And also just doing it on the phone, like boosting a little bit of color. And phones have like the fade, all kinds of looks that you can tone down and post quick.
If you're not using Snapseed, get it.
Yeah.
Snapseed is awesome.
What was I going to say? I was going to say, in the end, it doesn't matter because no one cares about your photography.
No.
Right?
Think about how many things you post that people just like because if I don't like his picture, he won't like my picture.
I saw a great, it's a great YouTube title by Ted Forbes. No one cares about your photography. And really, they don't have to. You should care about your photography. And if you care about it enough and cultivate it and do things that make you happy, then post that. Don't post something just to post. And then I think you'll get people that really like your picture.
Right, because you're posting you. You're not posting, oh, I took a picture of this doorknob. Watch me make it awesome. It's just a corny doorknob. I mean,
This is going to be a quick one because we got to go party because it's, what time is it, buddy?
It's
11:29.
11:29.
11:20. No, it's 11:58. So we have to hurry. Anyway, in this episode, we just want to finish the year. This year was very exciting for the mirrorless cameras of the world. It really was the year of the mirrorless. Almost like too much, like hype.
all in your face. It was everywhere. Like, get it on my phone.
Yeah, no mirrors.
We don't need no stinking mirrors.
Yeah, who's inventing these cameras? Vampires?
I see what he did there, folks.
Terrible
The boy
jokes.
got talent.
They're called dad jokes. I'm here all day. But anyway, we're going to give the awards to the top 4. I don't think we could afford to do 5.
We'll do 4.
We're
We'll do 3.5.
Actually, we're going to boot the 5th place camera out of the top 5. It was good that they entered the game, but I'm going to say in number 5. Is it number 5? Hold on. No, it's number 4. We really can't afford 5. In number 4, I'm going to say it's the Canon introduction to the mirrorless, the Canon R series. Full frame mirrorless camera. A win for getting into the game, a loss for holding back on features.
For getting into the game. Loss. You should have just kept out of the game, son.
Yo, bring it if you're going to try to beat Sony.
Especially, it's Canon. I expected more from Canon than I expected from Nikon. You guys remember I bashed Nikon, and they actually came stronger once it was in hand than I thought.
Yeah, who's at these meetings? Like, bring in some consumers or people that use like 5D Mark IVs and people who have like the 6D series. We should have said, you know what? Put forget the stupid slider thing. You don't need. They have like a little slider button in the back. You don't need that. Put a joystick in. People will be happy.
Everyone loves joysticks.
Yeah,
Universally.
Dual card slots. Put that in because people will be angry if you only put one card slot in.
And
you don't have to make it CF.
How much more space is it going to take?
I know.
You make one an SD if you a camp out. They could be both SDs.
Exactly. Flip out screen, win. That's why you're even in the list. That's why we're even mentioning you. Is the flip out screen was a win. It's the only full frame camera that has the only full frame mirrorless camera that has a flip out screen to vlog. But it's like, okay,
why do I want to vlog on this thing? You can't do 4K without the super crop.
Yeah,
super crop.
So they gotta come back. So we're gonna hold off to 2019 to put them on the list. So they're an outlier. So we're gonna just talk about the top 3 mirrorless announcements.
Number 3,
the Nikon Z6, Z7. We'll put them together.
Yes, we'll put them together.
And kudos for coming out with 2.
Right, one for the prosumer and one for the professional minded. So,
absolutely. I mean, there is a place for, even though we're getting away from it, high megapixel cameras. You really want, if you're going to blow up, I was going to say the world. If you're going to blow up.
No, that's not what he meant.
Yeah. If you're going to blow up things onto like a billboard or even just a gallery, details of every leaf in your landscape.
You can't do that 12 megapixel.
Yeah, I know. You can't. So, or even 24, you can. But if you want the best details, I'm for megapixel cameras. But that Z6, they did a great job. At first we bashed.
We did. But you know what? Here's why I still bash. For that price point, it's still both price points are still tough. It's tough to swallow. The cameras are really solid cameras. I went to the Photo Expo in New York.
They feel great. They're well built.
They're great to feel in the hands. They shot fast. They tracked focus really quick. Everything I thought it wouldn't handle, it came through. I still can't co-sign on them because of the single memory card
slot. It's another fail there.
And I don't care how many times people say, "Oh, well, it never failed on me." You're just lucky.
You're just lucky.
You're just
I
lucky.
failed. One of them failed on me. George was there with me, and he was about to run to get the other camera. Before we thought it was the camera, and it was the card.
Yeah, 'cause you never think it's the card.
You never think it's the card. You're like, this $3,000 camera broke. Yeah. So anyway, that is our number 3. Well deserved. You came into the game. You came out with 2 models, and all the reviewers. I haven't reviewed the camera, but all the reviewers are impressed with what it could do.
I have to apologize after my rant on it, and then what actually was delivered was very, I can't say impressive, but I can say more than what I expected.
Yeah, for sure. So that's our number 3. Number 2?
The Fuji X-T3.
I just wanted you to say it.
I know. You guys heard that hurt in my voice, right? Fuji X-T3.
The Fuji X-T3, some would put it in number 1.
I'm just going to sit out this one.
Yeah. Well, the Fuji X-T3 is really the video features, the new autofocus features really made it a powerhouse of a camera for the price. And you remember last week we talked about the I wonder if I returned this phone last. I mean, I was gonna say we talked about bang for your buck when we talked about phones. The Fuji X-T3 is bang for your buck. Anyone for $1,500 now can really, if they want to make 4K movies that have slow motion, they can now do that. It records 10-bit whatever. I don't even know what that means. 10-bit 9er.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Is the lens light lineup good enough for movies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Fuji native lenses are crispy, delicious, agreed upon. Everyone says.
I don't hate Fuji. I just don't know anything about Fuji other than my the X100F that I had.
Yeah, when I search stuff on Fuji, I feel that it's definitely way down in the how many people spot Canon, Nikon, and Sony stuff. Because I know if I search something Fuji, I come up. So I know yes. Like if I'm not, because I'm home, like if I'm in New York, I always test like what will the analytics, what will a Fuji focus search bring up? It brings up me. I'm like, oh my gosh, there must not be a lot out
like
on
two
Fuji.
of you out there.
So I know that it's budget search wise, but yeah, what were you going to ask me about? I think their cameras are super capable. You could shoot a wedding with them. 24 megapixels and APS really holds back people from really, going all in.
Yeah, because, I mean, you can get away with it as a wedding photographer and a portrait shooter, but you can't feel comfortable as a product photographer, someone who needs those megapixels and that full frame.
For magazine work too.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, magazine they print so junky anyway. It doesn't matter. But
it's like Instagram on paper. Disrespectful.
Yeah, Instagram kills your pictures, man. Oof. So that's our number 2, Fuji X-T3.
And number 1.
Do I have to say it?
Got him.
The Sony A7 III is our mirrorless camera of the year, because we have to agree it still has the best autofocus iFocus out there.
Bang for your buck. You're paying under $2,000 by
for
a dollar.
Full frame.
For a full frame powerhouse.
And I agree, even though I'm a Fuji hooer, I think that I agree with their ability to, with just normal adapters, adapt other lenses, Sigma lenses, Canon lenses. So if you have a bunch of stuff lying around, you could just pick up the camera and an adapter and just get started.
Except for Nikon.
Yeah, Nikon lenses.
Nikon lenses, the best one out there is the Photo Diox. But as good as it is, it's still not perfect. The coating inside the lens for Nikon and their bodies, the communication just hasn't been tapped yet. But with the Canon and the Sigma stuff, it's locked.
It's locked in.
It's
so
locked.
I think that's a good price of entry, because a lot of people have Canon lenses.
And
so
you can still buy
switch.
the Canon lenses cheaper than the Sony lenses. Good
Yeah,
gravy, those
you know
expensive.
what? They're not number 1 anymore.
No, they're still number 1.
Okay, so we'll give it to the Sony A7 III. And when that camera drops in price next year, it's really going to be almost a just get it.
Just get it. Just get it. Put it in your back pocket. If you don't use it, you got it. It's there. What's that in your pocket, Mo? Mind your business. That's what that is.
We'd like to offer our services to all advertisers. Moe will come. Just get it. It's gonna be the new catchphrase.
Just get it, son.
Yeah. Tide wash.
Tide wash. Just don't eat it, but get it.
I'll throw things at you. Coca-Cola.
Get it.
Get it. You need it.
Yo, you already wanted it, so just get it. You know. The bottom line is, if you're thinking about it, you might as well have gotten it. Someone else is drinking it and go.
Just get it. Anyway, guys, Happy New Year. We look forward to a wonderful 20. You had to do it, man.
Sorry.
And this is the year that our show started.
Yay.
We made it through the whole half year.
And for those of you who were here from day one, we thank you. And for those that just clicked for the very first time, welcome. And hopefully you're not scared and running away now.
Yeah, we hope to finally learn how to do this. And maybe, we love being with one another, so we just decided to throw microphones in front of us, but we want it to grow into something that is more entertaining, more useful, that you get something out of. So we look to grow in the next year.
And we don't mean just in belly size. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Morty.
All right, here's to 2019. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Salud.
Salud. That was awkward. I have no depth perception.
Ooh.